What's up, guys? Topher here with TNF BattleBlog, bringing you yet another Battlefield 1 weapon review. We are going back to the support class, and we are going to talk about the MG15 n.A. The MG15 is a light machine gun that is available in 3 different varieties. There is the Storm, the low weight, and the suppressive. Typically, when we talk about guns in Battlefield 1, we have 2 guns that are similar to each other and one that is the oddball. And the oddball in the MG15 is actually the Storm. Now, I did play with the MG15, and I put in some work. I got 225 kills with the Storm. I got 200 kills with the low weight, and I struggled, and I fought, and I clawed my way through 100 kills with the suppressive. Now, these guns do have small differences between the two, okay? They do fire at different rates between the Storm and the low-weight suppressive. They do have different clip size for each of these weapons, but for me, the gun that I struggled with the most is the suppressive, and that does have a telescopic style sight that does zoom in, and y'all know if you've seen any of my reviews, I really struggle with those types of sight. So before we talk about these guns, let's actually break down some stats for you. The damage for the Storm comes in at a 23, while the low weight and the suppressive comes in at a 27. The effective range for the Storm is about 22 meters, and you're going to see a damage drop to about 14 damage per round once you get out to about 35 meters with that Storm. So the effective range for the low weight and the suppressive begins at about 15 meters. And you're going to see a lesser drop-off when it comes to these 2 weapons, and you're going to drop to about 19 damage per round, but that's at 32 meters. The accuracy for the Storm is a pretty weak 24, while the rating for the low weight and the suppressive comes in at 51. The Storm does have the advantage when we talk about hip fires. It comes in at a 40 rating, while the low weight and the suppressive comes in at a 27. So what that means is that you're going to have a smaller reticule when you're not aiming down sights and you're hip firing at an enemy target. Now, for control for the Storm comes in at a 38 rating, while the low weight has a 42 rating for control, and the suppressive has a much higher 70 rating. For magazine size, we're going to be looking at a 60 round magazine when it comes to the Storm, and you're going to spawn in with 120 rounds, while the low weight has a 100 round magazine, and you're going to spawn in with 200 rounds, and the suppressive with an enormous 200 round magazine, and you spawn in with 400 rounds. You're going to need them all. At least I did, because I really struggled with that gun. The Storm fires at 650 rounds per minute, while the low weight and the suppressive came in at a very respectable 500. We talked about the actual stats. Let's look at some practical ones. I fired the Storm at about a 20% fire rate. It was actually 20.1. The low weight, I fired at a 19.7 percentage, and the suppressive is a 14.5. I talk about these telescopic LMGs pretty much ad nauseum when we do reviews on the LMGs. I really struggle with them. I don't know why it is. I don't play well proned out, and that's really where the advantage of the suppressive in this case, and the telescopic in the other cases, where the advantage comes into play. I find that I have a hard time finding and acquiring and maintaining targets when I'm looking through these scopes, and I even drop the magnification down to the lowest magnification rate as I possibly can, and I'm still struggling. I know that this is a fault of mine. This is a playstyle that I must get used to if I want to get each of these weapons to 500 kills, and it's something that I am trying to work on, and that's why I did get up to the 100 kills, even though it was a struggle to get there. Now, my overall thoughts on the gun is that it is actually a very effective weapon, especially when you look at the low weight. For me, I think that that's probably the best of the bunch, because you do spawn in with 100 rounds. You're only firing at 500 rounds per minute, but for the most part, you're going to be able to take down targets, and not just 1 or 2, but multiple groups of people in a single drum. Now, you can't lay down 100 rounds firing out. The gun will overheat, and you're going to have that short overheat sequence. But if you burst fire this weapon, you can take down so many people at once. There is a fun factor for me that's missing, and I've only really super enjoyed one of the LMGs that I've played with so far, and that was the Benet Merci. I think it's the lack of a bayonet that really kind of brings out the doldrums in me, and I feel like it's a little bit more of a chore. But this gun will wreck shop. This gun will take multiple targets down. This gun, especially if you can bipod it, will be super effective even at a longer range, and it is a gun that is well worth the effort to unlock and well worth the war bonds to purchase. I hope you guys had a good time and you found this informative. Please like, comment, subscribe, and favorite. Look forward to some more reviews coming out pretty soon. I have just hit 500 kills with the Huat, which is the level 10 LMG. I'm working really hard on the Lawrence of Arabia sniper to get that up to snuff so I can give you a review on that. And I actually am trying to do it, that level 10 Stealthlister for the medic class. I am trying my very, very best to get that up to a decent level, a decent number of kills, so that I can review it for you. So you can look forward to that Huat review pretty soon here. And those other 2 reviews will be coming up shortly. So we'll see you guys next time, and don't forget to stay frosty.